Do you have a box full of kittens?
Yeah. They're so purple.
You have a pillow in there for them and everything. Oh, hello, Nala.
That's Simba.
This is Nala.
Simba and Nala and
Oh, apparently it's teeth brush time. Every day, Freya reminds us all how many days till her birthday, because it's her countdown. And for me, it just reminds me how many days I have left to sew her birthday quilt. So I'm sneaking upstairs while Amos naps to sew for a bit.
There's so many on the ground, this is ridiculous.
I'm right here. I'm on this tree because I can pick.
Imagine they're gonna want physio.
Okay, Mom, we're gonna go grab a smaller ladder first, so we don't have to be so loud. Okay, are you bringing that one back? No.
Where are you going to get it?
There's one right behind the shop.
Okay, but listen, it's not 100 miles an hour. You have people with you.
I know it's not running right anyway. It's
Okay.
fogging out.
Okay. Seatbelt?
Drive 100 miles an hour.
These up with the top are bigger.
So I'm not and Kate. Yeah.
Are we juicing most of them?
I'm not quite sure. Maybe
Can
some
we
pie
please,
filling?
if we have plenty of apple pie filling.
What do you want?
Juice. You don't have to cut up them for juice. Juice, and I'm sure the cows, goats would like it.
Are you picking apples? Or are you just eating apples?
Bit of both.
There's a woolly bear right there and one right. Do y'all watch a woolly bear move? That one's moving around.
Good morning, friends. Marius and the big force, everybody but Amos, went mushroom hunting a few hours away. They're hoping to find chanterelles. We'll see. So last time they did this, Amos was very cranky and it was a very hard morning. So I was upstairs with him in the boys' bedroom playing with kittens while they were getting ready to go and heading out the door. And that made a big difference. But he just went down for a nap, so I got a lot of things I gotta get done while he sleeps. But I wanted to show you kind of some of the things I was working on before. So normally in a day, I would often do like a time block, not necessarily like actual times, but like before I'm in my office, during my office, after my office, or, you know, like before we go somewhere, after we go somewhere, or sometimes it is like, you know, from 8 to 11, from 11 to 1, that sort of thing. Today I did time blocks of while Amos is awake and while Amos is asleep. What do I have to get done while he sleeps? So what I have to get done while he sleeps is I have to feed the bees and I want to work on Freya's quilt a bit. I was cleaning out the fridge and I decided I was going to make a lasagna, kind of like a part bechamel, part tomato sauce. So I have a bit of marinara, some diced tomatoes, and this is a fermented pepper salsa that I was going to like drain the excess liquid out of these two and then blend them together. And then I have some sausages and some burger patties that I'm going to dice up to mix into there. I've never used these before. I'm excited to try them. And then over here I have my bechamel. Oh, there was a whisk in there. It has Asiago. I had some shredded Asiago. It's perfect. This is what spurred this all on. So what else is on my list? This is where the recipe is from. I love this cookbook by Jessica Fisher. I use it a lot. See, while he sleeps, while he's awake. Oh, I don't need to get meat out because there was already dinner stuff. I need to wash the extractor because we're hoping to extract honey tomorrow. There's some emails, computer stuff. I might can beets. I have leftover oatmeal from this morning that I was going to make into muffins, as well as some sourdough bread dough that is rising. So let's, oh, this is not working for me. Okay. I'm going to finish lasagna to make sure Amos is actually asleep, and then I'm going to go do the bees. So then at least dinner is ready no matter what happens today. That made a nice meaty sauce. It's a little more sauce than the recipe called for, but does anybody ever actually follow recipes? One thing I love about Jessica's recipes is they include the make head instructions. So almost all of them do. And it makes it easier. This looks amazing. and was a super big leftover win. I'm all about using up leftovers. So much so that I wrote an ebook about it. You can find that at venisonfordinner.com. It's called Small Beginnings, and it's all about using up waste, because using up so it doesn't become waste. And for me, it's more than just some money saving, which is obviously awesome because who wants to throw out food? But when you have leftovers in the fridge, it can spark ideas. So these recipes are to help you when you're like, oh, I have some leftover rice. What should I make? I have some leftover shredded cheese in the fridge that I need to use up. What should I make? And this recipe, all these recipes, that's what they're for. So this used up burger patties, pork sausages, some mozzarella that I'd made that's kind of so-so and needs to be used up, that bit of shredded Asiago that needed to be used up, a can of diced tomatoes that didn't seal, a little bit of leftover marinara from a pizza night, and a little bit of leftover pepper salsa. That is like an epic amount. And the fun thing about using up all those sort of things, I guess they're not so fun, there's a lot of random dishes now, but also look at my fridge. Look how much empty space there is. And most of it's just dairy. See, what do we have? We have a half gallon of sour cream. We have cream. That's another thing, cream. Goat's milk. Oh, look, cream cheese. Garlic butter. Oh, that's some roast beef from a couple nights ago. Cheese. Clabber culture. Ranch dip. Milk. Is this fridge like how many fun ways can you have milk? I think it kind of sounds like it. We do have your standard ketchup, Worcestershire sauce. Rennet for making cheese. I guess that's not standard. But let's see what else we have in here. Multiple ferments. This is applesauce, broth, a couple different ferments. More than a couple different ferments. A bunch of different ferments. More ferments. Lemon juice. What is this? I'm guessing that's cold coffee. And more random things. Oh, and here's the fridge yelling at me because I'm leaving it open. Anyhow, this is what our fridge looks like. Oh, and these are quail eggs. Ridiculous, right? Ridiculous. So cute. Okay, Amos is sleeping. Time to feed the bees. I left the extra bee syrup down there in a bucket so I don't have to pack it up and down. I have to go fill it. We got a frost last night, our first good frost. So we're gonna lose a bunch of stuff in the garden. That's okay, we expected that. We knew with the sunshine coming this week, when it's really clear and sunny, the nights are also very clear and then they're cold. Cloudy nights are warmer nights. So there you go. So we'll for sure lose the green beans and squashes. Green beans might just be damaged. They might still keep going. It might just be the top leaves. It kind of depends. Squashes are probably done. But we have been waiting for frost because we don't want to harvest the carrots until they got that frost. It makes them a little sweeter. They all their energy from their greens goes down into the roots. And I was waiting to do the beets as well. Today I think I'm going to tackle the beets, potentially. We'll see. See how long Amos naps for. And the potatoes, we don't dig until the plants die. And the plants keep growing until it frosts. So, now we can start digging potatoes. Do we want to start digging potatoes? Not necessarily, but now's the time. And all the brassicas, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, mostly we just have lots of cabbages. They can all easily handle a light frost. So, they are none worse for wear. Okay, first I quick sent an e-transfer to my mother-in-law's sister. She's visiting her right now, and they're going to a big produce stand called Desert Hills, which is in lower British Columbia. We're in northern British Columbia, and they're gonna get me, because my mother-in-law's visiting and driving up in a couple days, 50 pounds of Roma tomatoes, 50 pounds of peaches, no, 40 pounds of peaches, 40 pounds of Bartlett pears, 20 pounds of prune plums, 25 pounds of mixed bell peppers, 10 pounds of mixed hot peppers, and 10 heads of celery, all grown by this farm. So that, plus I'm getting a case of corn from a friend to tomorrow. I'm gonna be busy. But is it any different than normal? No, it's a good busy, friends, because then in winter, we have all these things. The vegetables are either prepped and frozen or dried or canned, and I just have to open jars and open bags, and it's the homesteader's convenience food. Just don't tell anybody we spend all summer prepping that convenience food. Okay, so 2 of the hives, they'd empty their buckets. 3rd hive is the one that we put the new queen in. They did not empty their bucket. So they are definitely struggling. Their population is lower, and I'm kind of concerned about them going into winter. I wish I could have got it on film for you. Sky Blue went after a chicken. Oh, the chicken's gone now. She went after a chicken. Pepper just came running after Sky Blue and just like took her down, held her down, and was like, no, that is not what you do. Older dogs are so good. If you have a good dog, they sure help train the younger ones. Okay, I know I said I was gonna sow, but it's so nice out and the beets are in the sunshine. I'm gonna pull my beets. There's not many of them, and then I can get them ready to be canned, and I can can while Amos is awake and underfoot. It's not uncommon for people to ask me how I get it all done, especially like, they'll be like, I only have 2 kids and you have 5 and you do get so much done. Guys, when I only have 2 kids, it is way harder to get stuff done. Way harder. Okay, so these all got froze last night. Okay, they didn't all get froze. Only some of them got froze. See how these ones are limp? And this one got froze good too. Man, but it perked right back up. Interesting. I'm interested to see how the vegetables do. I thought they were goners, for sure. I should pick Freya's pumpkins or get her to pick them before they get frosted. We are not big beet people. These are 4-foot wide beds. I have maybe 6 feet of them. It was just something I did to see how we liked doing more of them. Next year I'll plant them in the big garden, because anything planted up here, like our soil in the big garden is just so nice. So nice that things just do so much better. Carrots especially. I did cover a bed that had a bunch of romaine to it because of the frost, because I'd like to extend how much longer we have salads. However, this stuff all looks great. And that nice tight head. Oh, I have some that are decent size, some that are quite a bit bigger, but also quite a few little ones, and I think this is because of where I planted them. I actually realized I'm not sure if I store them like carrots, which is in a tote with damp shavings, or like potatoes just in crates like this. I feel like in shavings. But I just called one of our neighbors who, when it comes to gardening, is better than Google. Having someone is not a one-handed job. Someone who's an experienced gardener in your region is just worth its weight in gold, friends. So he'll get back to me. Until then, I'll just keep him in the crate and we'll see what he says about storing beets. I'll let you know. Be sure to let you know what he says when I find out. Well, there is definitely more beet greens than beets, but we don't really like beet greens. So I'm gonna go feed them to goats and chickens. Well, we may not personally consume them, but we're making milk. Also an important thing to make. We'll see if Mama Goat is gonna let Daisy. So I'm buying hunting licenses right now. This is Max. I don't know if you know this, but Max's real name is Marius. So in our online system, we buy the tags, we buy a license and then you add on tags. For Mac though, he is youth, so he doesn't have to pay for a license. I don't think we have to pay for it. Maybe it's like $10. He also doesn't have to carry a license. He just has to be carrying this thing, which I just leave this in my wallet. And then Marius takes it if he's taking Mac hunting. Anyhow, Mac doesn't have his core and his hunter number. So it's community outdoor recreation education. You have to take this, which is like more than just hunting. It's like survival in the wilderness and asking permission from landowners. Like and animal identification, like there's a lot involved. I took it when I was 12. I can't remember when Marius took it. We've been looking for a youth course because it's a lot better for the kids to take one that's aimed at children and youth. You have to be at least 10 to take it. So what we have experienced with other courses is that if you're close to your birthday, so Hamish is 10 in November, he's allowed to take the course in October, and the guy will just hold on to the paperwork and not file it until Hamish turns 10. I think Marius did that for his gun license thing. He wasn't quite 19, or maybe he was a friend, I don't know. The instructor held on to the paperwork until he turned 19 the next month and then filed it. So the boys are very excited. They are studying like crazy. Actually, I'm surprised they didn't bring this book with them. This is a very old version of the book, but it's just as good. You can just study the book and then challenge the test, but that's really hard, and we're happy for them to do this course. So Marius is going to take them both to this course, and they are just over the moon that they have the opportunity to do this. So once they do this, they will then have their own bag limit, whereas right now, when you turn 10, you can get a hunter number, but you have to hunt under your parents' license. Okay, so I talked to my garden neighbor, and he said that they freeze most of their beets, but to do beets like carrots, if I want them for long-term root cellar. I was undecided on if I was gonna can all my red beets, because I really don't have that many, or what I was gonna do. And he was like, oh, if you want beets, I bet you I have more beets than I need. So I decided to can all the red beets I have, and then if I get beets from him, I will store those in the root cellar. I didn't do the golden beets because we might use those for kraut. And again, I was gonna do some beets and kraut, but if he's gonna have beets for me, I'm just gonna can all these today, and then they'll just be done. My bread dough, this is soft sourdough master recipe on venisonfordinner.com. I don't know if you can tell how like puffy and beautiful this is. Soon we'll get shaped and then baked. I am undecided on what I'm shaping it into, maybe loaves, maybe buns. I haven't made the oatmeal yet. That is close on my list. I had to wait till the beets were going, and then I could turn them down and go. So I'm doing pretty good on my list though. Freya's quilt, bread's taking care of itself. Beets are in progress. Muffins I haven't done yet. YouTube video, I had to film some things like what you're seeing right now before I could edit. I need to wash the extractor. Oh, I did that. I was gonna do Marius's tags, and then I didn't know if he wanted a bear tag or not. This needs to wait till the freeze dryer thaws before I can load it, because ice builds up like on the inside of the drum, like my lovely left-handed pictures. That's in the evening, that's in the evening. So really, I'm like slaying this list, and it's only lunchtime. I should not get too cocky though. Okay, so it costs $7 for Mac's license there. So there you go. And he has to hunt with someone who has a hunting license. It doesn't have to be the person who purchases a license. Sometimes this is under mine, sometimes it's under Marius's, but he's actually just allowed to hunt with anybody who holds a hunting license, meets all the qualifications prescribed by regulation that apply to this person, and they're 18 years and older. So there you go. Okay, when people tell you that hunting is free, they are full of it. When people are like, look at this lovely free organic meat. No, friends. First of all, how do you know it's organic? Is it like contained on an organic farm? No. Do you know they spray a lot of the wilderness like with all sorts of stuff? Yeah, that meat's not organic. Yes, it's wild, it's not organic. Don't insult the organic farmers who put a lot of effort into being organic. But here we go. This is, they both show up as MSHAT because they're both MSHAT. So Marius, his basic license is $32, $25 for a moose tag because he got a limited entry hunting group tag. So there is 3 guys in that group, I think. Every one of them will pay $25. And then mule deer, $15. Youth license, $7. This is Canadian dollars too, by the way, so take off 25% to convert into US dollars. I think he probably wants, I'm just waiting to hear back if he wants anything else. But here we are, $82.95. We've already also bought saltwater fishing licenses and freshwater non-tidal fishing licenses. The kids don't need fishing licenses until they're 16, I think, so we don't have to pay for them, only for Marius. I didn't get a fishing license this year because there was only one day that I was going fishing and I decided it wasn't worth buying a fishing license for. You can buy like short-term ones, but still, I just didn't feel like doing it. I just didn't fish. We were on the river. You guys saw a video of that. I am buying a hunting license though because number one, I'm hoping to get a deer, and number two, Hamish turns 10 in November, so he can get a youth hunting license then, and Mac has a youth hunting license. So, you know, maybe it's just that I'm taking them out or whatever. We just need as many tags as possible in this house, and that's only 2 possible ones at this point. And even at that, when they get their hunting license, their actual one, it's not really, I don't think anything's going to process fast enough that they'll get to use it this year. It'll be for next year that they can use it. Mac and Marius have cups like this, and Amos is just obsessed with theirs. And I got him his own size one, and he is just so cute. He is so excited. He could barely drink from it because he was smiling so big. I cut his hair yesterday, but you can't actually tell. His bangs were just falling into his face, so I trimmed them a bit, and then they bounced right back up. Do you have goat's milk in your cup? Now he's helped himself to the dehydrator where there is kale chips. You gotta take your soother out, bud.